You are single and ready to start mingling. Stef Safran is owner of the matchmaking and social calendar planning service called Stef in the City, and you describe yourself as a...
Introductionista.
I like that, introductionista. Did you invent that word? Or?
I did.
Yeah?
Because, you know, part of matchmaking and working with people who are single is introducing them not only to people, but to things and activities so that you're not doing the same old things that aren't garnishing you the results that you need.
Do too many people do that? They just keep doing the same thing over and over and wonder why they can't meet Mr. and Miss Right.
Well, if your friend, everything's changing. If you look at yourself at 25 and you look at yourself at 45, you wouldn't go and do the same things to meet people. But also, your friendships have changed, and you have to start thinking about the best way to plan out things in advance. You know, if you're single, you don't just go to singles events. We have a social calendar planning service, so we get people out there, and it's important to do things like networking. It's important to try new exercise classes. It's important to play sports and do a variety of things.
You even suggest, I mean, you have to go about this in the same way you go about looking for a job.
Absolutely. If you're looking for a job these days, you aren't just going to go to one place to look for a job. You have to network over time. We want that instant quick fix, and that's not always how it is.
So, Steph, I'm looking at some of your tips here, and one of them is making a plan to go out and meet a new friend date once a month. Now, what's a friend date? Is that different from a regular date?
Yes, if you're a female or male, people are looking for new people to hang out with so that they can go to some of these activities with people who are in the same situation as them.
Yeah, and so at least a friend date might introduce you to a real date. Is that the idea?
Absolutely, because if you meet with a new friend, they might introduce you to new activities, or maybe they're going to go to a party and there's a variety of new people you've never met before.
I'm amazed when I see the statistics about the number of couples who these days who are meeting online on some of the dating sites. You think that's a good idea?
I think not only is online dating something you should try. You know, online dating is something that's essential to at least getting yourself out there if you haven't been. People meet not only through online dating, but through Facebook. People are actually coupling up, as well as there's a new meetup place, literally called meetup.com, and people can meet people for these so-called friend dates that I've talked about.
Okay, that's one you kind of like, meetup.com. Any of the others that you recommend?
Well, another thing is going on to what's called an email aggregator. And what that is, it's going to tell you a variety of things that you, a variety of opportunities, different events, and it will put it into one email instead of getting those 10 emails, because people are sick of getting too many emails. So something like Now You Know Events or Yipit.
What is Yipit? What is Yipit? I saw that on your notes here.
Yipit is a great way to hear about new events, whether, like, for example, there's like a 5K glow in the dark that you would get a discount on, or, you know, exercise, or anything. It's not just about shopping. It's
YIPIT.
Yipit.com.
Yeah. You mentioned some events coming up here.
There are so many great events. We will also have them on our website in case you don't catch it right now. But if you're looking single and ready to mingle, tomorrow is today's Chicago Women's Spring Fever Top Singles event. That's one of the great opportunities. There's also, if you are looking for a large social event, you can go to the Chicago Beer Festival, which is on Saturday, March 30th. And if you're into charities, you can go to the 3rd annual Ladybug Bash, which is Saturday, March 23rd.
Okay, and just about a half a minute left. They're giving me you have some suggestions on how to find the date. One is get off the cell phone. Right.
Everybody's always on their cell phone, always talking, and there's people right in front of there. And if you keep your head up and smile, a smile can bring on a conversation can lead to a date.
They might come to you if you're smiling, is what you're saying, right? No matter how shy you might be.
Well, if you go to a bar and you smile, that's usually how people start talking, so it's no different in person.
Okay, I like the 80% rule, too. You're not going to meet Mr. or Miss Perfect 100%,
no.
But, 80% is not bad. Is that the idea here?
If you are meeting somebody that fits 80% of your criteria, why not give them a second chance? At the worst, it'll turn into maybe a new friendship.
Okay, and finally, start working on that social calendar. Some of the suggestions you just talked about.
Don't wait until the last minute to find these interesting things. If you plan in advance and do some of the suggestions that we talked about, and be willing to go to places yourself, because a lot of people hit a point in their life where they don't have a ton of friends to do these things, and you just need to find one or two friends to be that, the wingman or wingwoman to help you, go to things to meet the people you're looking to meet.
Somebody who can open up a whole new world. Step, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Chicago's introductionista. I like that. For more information, you can just check out stepinthecity.com. That's her website. For a link, or if you missed anything, you can watch this segment again by logging on to WGNTV.com.